What's up, party people? It is January in the NBA, which means another day, another trade rumor. So, are the Lakers getting Gordon Hayward, and would he even be a good fit for the team, considering his stats and his recent digs at Kobe Bryant? I'm Jaya Tewari with Lakers Digest, and let's dive right into it. So again, are the Lakers going to make a desperate move for Gordon Hayward? It is no secret that our season since we won the in-season tournament has been god-awful. We have been on a downward spiral ever since that win, and it has been absolutely painful to watch. So it's no surprise that the Lakers are trying to go for some last-minute trades in order to pull together our season. I have my own thoughts on that later, and if we should even trade for anybody in general. But right now, I want to look at Gordon Hayward specifically because he has recently been linked to the Lakers as part of a desperate trade by an NBA exec. Unfortunately, the NBA exec stayed anonymous in this article, but the article says about the same stuff that I believe, which is that we are wasting LeBron's twilight years if we don't get it together. There's a lot of circulation about this potentially being AD and LeBron's last dance. I disagree with that because I think LeBron has a couple more seasons left in him. I really do think he'll stay in the NBA until he can at least get one season in with Bronny. So I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. But still, LeBron somehow at his grand age is still in his prime, and we should be centering our rosters and everything around him because he's going to eventually carry us to any more potential wins. And right now, we are not looking like a title contending team. And the Lakers themselves have realized that, which is why they're trying to go for some desperate trades. So let's look a bit more at Gordon Hayward and where he might fit in on the Lakers. So clearly, Gordon Hayward is an offensive player. He's 6'7" and is solid shooter. He's not an elite shooter by any means, but he obviously is a better shooter than some of our players like Cam Reddish and that is Jennifer Lopez, and Jared Vanderbilt. So it's no surprise that the Lakers are looking for somebody like him, but he only averages 15.5 points per game over his career. His peaks were a few years ago, but he's now 33, and he's not in his prime anymore when he was shooting 21.9 points per game. Sorry, I'm struggling with numbers right now. Not sure why. But yeah, so he has clearly gone downhill with his shooting points per game. And with that being said, also this season, I'm looking at his December stats only because it was the most recent and also his strongest stats so far. It's barely above his career average. He shot 15.7 average points per game last month, and before that, in November, it was 13.6 points per game and 14.7 points per game in October. So, good shooting, nothing elite or crazy though, in my opinion. But these stats do bring him above all of our shooters except for AD and LeBron. The person who comes closest to him is Austin Reaves with 15.3 points per game. And obviously, he's pretty much higher than everybody else. So, on the surface, it does look like Gordon Hayward would be a good fit considering his average points per game, and right now it looks like we're needing some offense to really pull up our scores against other teams whose offense right now is looking way stronger than ours. But if you look a bit deeper into it and actually think critically about it, this is a bad idea. There's no need to shake up our roster right now. I've consistently said that over my past few videos, and really there's only a few players I'd be willing to trade for, and Gordon Hayward is not one of them. First of all, our roster right now is not the issue. Darvin Ham is. If you watch my past video, you know I think that Darvin Ham right now is the root of all of our problems. His rotations are just an absolute disaster. There's no reason why we should be starting multiple defenders instead of our great offensive players. And if we get Hayward, again, I'm getting so mad, I'm flipping my hair on. But again, if we trade for Hayward, we'd have to give up one of our more consistent players that have been unfairly taking the blame, such as D'Lo. If you've been following the Lakers news, you know that Ham has been taking some shots at D'Lo and Rui and has lost the locker room overall, and trading one of these players who's already unhappy with him would just do a number on the Lakers' morale. Plus, like I said, Hayward is 33, he's not in his prime, and we shouldn't be trading away our young players who are important to the future of the Lakers for somebody who is not going to be a long stay on the Lakers. And so it just doesn't make sense from that perspective. Plus, Hayward is super injury prone. The 33-year-old has been sidelined since the team's December 26th game against the Los Angeles Clippers, a fake team, by the way, due to a calf injury. In 24 minutes of action against the Clippers, he dropped 8 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal in a game the Hornets went on to lose by 9 points. And the forward has had a hard time staying healthy ever since he joined the Hornets ahead of the 2020-21 season. He appeared in 50 games with Charlotte during the 2022-23 regular season, but that's the most games he's played in a single season with the team. So again, he's just not consistently healthy, and that is not a gamble I want to make or want to have on the Lakers, especially because we've had a lot of minor injuries, and I'm worried that some of our minor injuries over the past few games could turn into something larger. I don't want an injury-prone player who really is not going to add that much to the team. Again, right now, I really just believe we should be focusing on getting back to our original rotation and not whatever Ham has going on right now. We need to get back to having a consistent rotation. Rui and a lot of other players in the locker room have talked about how it's hard to know their role with the rotation and the starting lineup constantly changing. And throwing a new player who isn't really necessary for us is only going to screw that, or is only going to make that worse. And then you have the added complaint or problem that Gordon Hayward took a shot at Kobe recently. It definitely could be worse. But I still don't love it, to be honest. So if you look at what he said, basically he goes, "I'm a big Kobe fan as well, so I don't want to put that last game down for you. But we learned right before game time that the game didn't matter," Hayward said. "The game would have mattered for us making the playoffs, but we learned right before that the game didn't matter. Someone else had won." So for context, this is when Hayward was playing for the Utah Jazz, who competed against Kobe in Kobe's final game. And Hayward did say that the game was a movie with all the buzz and whatnot. Again, he did say he's a big Kobe fan, trained personally with Kobe, but I still didn't think it was super necessary to remind everybody that Kobe was airballing and shot 50, even if he did come back and say that he was good throughout most of the game, and that the last 3 minutes he was special, and it was vintage Kobe. If you're going to praise Kobe, especially when you are maybe linked to coming to the Lakers, I feel like it's not a great idea to say anything, but I mean, I'll let it slide. But even with that, a lot of Lakers fans are mad about the fact that he has said this. And do we want a player who has pissed off a decent amount of us getting traded to our team for like our first round pick or one of our players that again is just so important, like D'Lo or AR? Plus, we have our token white boy. We don't need another unless it's Alex Caruso. I'll stand by that one. But again, if we're gonna make any trades, it should be for DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, or maybe even Kuz. I'm still on the fence about that one, but I really do think that we should be focusing our energy on DeMar and Caruso, if anything. And again, if anything, I'm strongly against making any changes to our roster. But going back to his comments about Kobe, I just think it's his inner Celtic hater coming out. I still don't think it is nearly as disrespectful as when Jason Tatum chooses to wear a Kobe armband while wearing the Celtics colors, especially when he does that in games against us on Christmas Day. That made me mad. As somebody who grew up with their dad telling her that the Celtics eat children for breakfast, and every time that the Lakers win, a child gets saved, I take personal offense to that. Anyways, that's clearly a joke. I know that they're just honoring their heroes, and it doesn't actually matter if Tatum wears something. I do have respect for him. He's the only Celtic I have respect for because he's from St. Louis, and I went to school in St. Louis. So I do have that slight connection to him, but I still think he's the enemy because he's on the Celtics, and I also don't want anybody that's ever been on the Celtics on my team, which is another reason I'm anti-Gordon Hayward. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I've been Jaya Tewari with Lakers Digest. If you are a Lakers fan or even just want to keep up with basketball news, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We post a ton of Lakers content every week, and hopefully we'll have more exciting and better news to be reporting soon about us winning instead of just our terrible games and our terrible coach. So, signing off, I'll talk to you guys later.